Hello everyone, this is SC Shamshell from the Ogre Maniacs anime manga blog. Normally I stick primarily to written content, reviews and analyses of anime and manga, but in fact I'm also a really big Super Smash Bros. Fan, as well as a big fan of Mewtwo from the Pokemon games. So in light of recent news that Mewtwo has been announced as DLC as a playable character in Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS and Wii U, I am super excited and have a lot of ideas about how Mewtwo could be revamped for the new games. And I thought, these ideas might be better expressed in audio rather than in written format. Mewtwo, as a character in Smash Bros., is rather unique. It has a lot of properties that other characters don't exactly share. Namely, Mewtwo is built off of very powerful killing throws, something that normally is reserved for starting combos or for getting the opponent away from you. However, at the same time, Mewtwo has a couple of special moves back in Melee that were situational at best and largely ineffectual at worst. Namely, its side B special move, Confusion, and its down B special move, Disable. I think either of these two moves could be replaced and no one could miss them, and if you're going to replace them, one of the best moves to give Mewtwo is Psystrike, its signature technique from the Pokemon games. Back in Melee, it did not have Psystrike. Psystrike did not exist, but since then, Mewtwo has gotten a lot of extra quirks, such as, of course, the Mega Evolutions, some extra attacks, but the most interesting one, I think, is Psystrike. But if Psystrike is to be put into Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS and Wii U, I think it's not enough to simply make an attack and name it Psystrike. Rather, what I would prefer, what I would really like to see, is the unique properties of Psystrike being translated to the Smash Bros. Engine. Normally, this does not happen in Pokemon, rather from the transition from Pokemon to Smash Bros. In the sense that hitting Greninja with Pikachu's Thunder does not do double damage to Greninja. However, I think that there is a way to translate Psystrike to Smash Bros., which would make it really fun and really interesting for Mewtwo players and people fighting against Mewtwo as well. To explain Psystrike, however, I need to talk about, in a very simplistic sense, how attacks and damage work in Pokemon. In Pokemon, there are two different categories of attacks: physical attacks and special attacks. Physical attacks include things such as Body Slam, Comet Punch, High Jump Kick. You can get the idea of what a physical attack means, and they're calculated against an opponent's physical defense. The higher their physical defense, the more they resist the opponent's physical attack. Same thing goes for special attacks, such as Thunder, Flamethrower, Aura Sphere. These moves are checked against the opponent's special defense, and of course the higher the special defense, the more they resist the special attacks. Mewtwo's Psystrike breaks these rules. So what it does is it calculates the attack based on the user Mewtwo's special attack, which, by the way, is extremely high, one of the strongest, most frightening, and devastating special attack stats in all of Pokemon, and checks it against the opponent's physical defense. So an opposing Pokemon who would normally be able to resist, tank Mewtwo's high special attack stat with its own special defense stat might be caught in a bad place because it might be very frail physically and thus take more damage from Psystrike than it would normally expect. Of course, once again, there's no such thing as special defense and physical defense in Super Smash Bros., but there are actually two defensive stats in Smash Bros., and those are horizontal survivability and vertical survivability. Take the example of Bowser and King Dedede. Bowser is normally considered the heaviest character in Super Smash Bros., barring some weird exceptions. What this means is that Bowser is difficult to KO off of the left and the right sides of the screen. King Dedede, while also being a very heavy character, does not live quite as long as Bowser if being launched off of the sides of the screen. However, another way of doing damage in Smash Bros., another way of KOing the opponent, is knocking them off the top of the screen, and in this case, Dedede actually lives longer than Bowser. So you can see that there are these two statistics. A more extreme example would be Samus versus Fox and Falco, because Samus has very high horizontal survivability, but is very light and floaty, and is therefore KO'd very easily off the top of the screen. Fox and Falco are the opposite. They are very light horizontally, and so can be blasted off of the edges with relative ease, but resist being KO'd vertically much more than you might expect based on their horizontal survivability. So you have these two statistics, and the way I think that Psystrike should work in Smash Brothers is that it can be a command grab that launches the opponent vertically, much like Mewtwo's up throw for Melee. But what it does is it calculates its vertical launching power, its KO power, based on the opponent's horizontal survivability. What this would mean, for example, is that if Mewtwo is fighting Samus, Psystrike is probably not the best idea because Samus has a lot of weight, and so you're better off probably using Mewtwo's up throw. However, against characters such as Fox and Falco, who are very resistant to vertical KOs, it would be a very effective move because it would calculate the KO power it has based on their horizontal survivability, which is relatively poor. I think that by doing this, you could effectively translate the properties of Psystrike to the Smash Bros. Games and give a lot of strategy to both Mewtwo and the person playing against Mewtwo. So those are my ideas on how Psystrike could be used in Super Smash Bros. If you like the idea, or if you just want to say something, feel free to leave a comment below. That's it for now, and I hope you'll have fun along with me in waiting for Spring 2015 when Mewtwo is released.